What's up, gamers? We are back again for some more Trove. It's cold up here in Canada, dude. It's been below zero for well, like a week now. It's been snowing a lot and all sorts of other things. I'll end up kind of cluing you guys in on everything that's been going on with me personally, as well as stuff that is coming on the channel both today and in the following weeks. But I'll talk about all that at the end of today's video, because first we gotta talk about Luxion, who doesn't give a, you know, words apparently, because his inventory is kind of blah. Sprinkles, that's kind of okay. It's not an awful inventory. It's not a good one either though. But let's just get into it. So the Ladybug Wings, let me actually swap my character just so that I'm not messing with my Tomb Raiser. Ladybug Wings are pretty cool. Whoa, okay, these are actually worth getting on Luxion's inventory table. I guess people really think these wings are cool. I mean, I don't blame them. The wings have always looked really, really good. You know, they're kind of one of the early bird, like HD wings, I would say. There was a point in Trove's history where suddenly they started having wings that were hand drawn and they started looking really, really swag, right? I'm not the biggest fan of just bug stuff, but in general, I guess these are quite popular. On top of that, Luxion rarely ever sells these. You never see these Ladybug Wings. So I'm just a little bit surprised. I mean, 400 Dragon Coins is a bit steep, but that is going to be some good bang for your buck, just because a lot of times what will happen is Luxion will sell something and then you see it on the player market and it's like, oh, this is like not worth the dragon coins at all. So we'll do a comparison of the Ladybug Wings to all of the other things. Then there's the Magpie, which I don't remember where we used to get this. Either it was a daily login item or it was just something that we ended up unboxing randomly, or maybe it was always in Luxion's inventory. I don't know. What did it say when we put it in the collections menu? Magpie was event vault. Oh, so it was from an event. Okay, that's why I don't remember it. Then there's the Ringer mount. So this one is specifically Luxion, and it kind of makes sense because you can see it's all one color and the bow on the back is uneven. So that's tilting. But it also doesn't end up doing any ringing effects, which I feel like it should. I mean, I guess whatever, it would end up being quite annoying. But for me personally, I just keep hearing like a cat bell ringing in my ear. But yeah, this is around the time like when Luxion was first added, a lot of these items were in his inventory, and you can tell because the devs were super duper lazy and didn't bother adding any gradient or shading to any of it, which they've since gotten a lot better at. Then there's gonna be, well, I guess I should also check and see, because the Ringer is tradable. I don't think this is gonna be expensive. No, it's still very expensive. What happened? Why are these items so expensive? Usually you'll see items like this that nobody likes in Luxion's inventory, and they'll sell for like maybe 500k flux, but these are all going over $1 million, which actually makes sense. And it's just kind of odd because you don't usually see that. Then there's gonna be this ally, which is 2 movement speed, 50 physical damage, not mystical. And I'll kind of show him right down there as we take a quick little gander at his price. 670k. So that would probably be better than buying the Ringer, maybe? I'm not exactly sure. What were the Ladybug Wings actually? Let's double check here, because if they weren't, yeah, so 2.2 mil, I take it back. These are not the most cost effective, because the Ringer, for example, is half the dragon coins, but it's more than half the price, right? I think, unless it was 1.1 mil. Let's see here. No, 1.3, so that's still worth it. And then this might even be more effective. I'm not sure. And then there's going to end up being Sprinkles. If this is the one, okay, yeah. So this is the one that makes myself and a lot of our people very frustrated, because this was supposed to be an exclusive item. For those of us that played Trove way back in the day when it first started, there was basically 3 different packs that you could buy. Mario, and Luigi Mario. That's just because 3. And essentially this was an exclusive mount tied to the $100 pack, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe it was the $50 pack. Either way, they have since just made all of these super exclusive items free, like, or not free, but obtainable for everybody, which is a little bit annoying, but whatever. Like even this Trovian sword right here in the $100 pack, that was supposed to be like an alpha tester item. You know, nobody used the sword because it looked disgusting, but at least it gave us some merit where it was like, oh, cool, I actually have this super rare item. I think it would have been a lot better if they just removed the mastery from those items, but didn't recycle them back into like Luxion and other aspects of the game. But either way, they did at the very least touch up the VFX on this mount and made it a lot better over the years. Okay, whatever. There's actually another unicorn mount that's kind of similar to this one, but it's a more modern one. And then there's the Luxion style stash. So in the style section, like weapons and whatever, you see all these different categories, including pinata and junk like that. So the style stash is going to give you a seasonal event pinata or Luxion equipment style that you don't already own, which is just going to be out of those categories. Then there is the Streamer Dream 3 box. So these are allies that were based off of streamers. The first wave of them, I kind of knew some of the streamers, not too many of them, but for whatever reason, they always make all of these allies based off of Twitch streamers, which it kind of sucks because a lot of the YouTube content creators get shafted from this. I think I'm like the only person that actually like had YouTube videos that got my ally in here because the devs, for some reason, like they always just kept pushing Twitch back in the day rather than pushing YouTube. It's just how it was. I don't know how it is now, and whatever. It doesn't really matter. And then there's going to be the Golden Hoard Dragon Soul, which costs 400 dragon coins in total to get the total amount of souls that you need, but you can only buy 15 per visit, and he's on a bi-weekly schedule, so he visits this week, next week's Luxion, the week after that is Luxion, so it takes a couple months in order to end up getting the maxed out dragon. On top of that, you are going to end up getting multiple badge rewards. So as you progress through, you can pause the video if you really care, but it's going to end up giving you all of these various things as well as a crap ton of mastery. And then if I can get a good enough camera angle here for you guys, I can go through all these dragons really, really quick. So this is the cookie cutter dragon, doesn't fly or do anything special. This one flies but doesn't shoot fireballs. And then lastly, there's going to be the maxed out dragon that does fly and also shoot fireballs. Yay. There we go. Okay, cool. Did this guy end up changing his wings yet? No, he's still got a couple days away. So that's going to do it for Luxion's inventory today. Now it's time to get into some of the other stuff that's going on. So I've mentioned this in streams, and I think I mentioned this in a video or two, but basically at the end of this month, I'm actually going to be going on a trip, and I'm going to be going for a week where me and my wife are going to Cuba. I don't know if she's been there before, but I most certainly haven't been. And, you know, it's going to be a fun little short trip. What it means, though, is I've slowly started to stockpile videos and get things ready for you guys so that I can continue having videos come out every day, despite the fact that I won't be home and on my computer, which means I won't be able to catch up on comments and stuff like that. And then on top of it, I most likely might not actually even have internet out there. So hopefully there's no technical issues with any of the videos, because, you know, sometimes YouTubers make mistakes and we leave something in editing or we cut something out and it's weird and just so I can't see any of the comments or re-upload the video if need be. But anyways, more importantly, I wanted to talk to you guys about the games that you can expect on the channel today as well as in the following weeks. So next week we've actually got Steam Next Fest starting, which means that there's going to end up being a lot of demos of new games coming. One new game that is full releasing next week is going to be Enshrouded, which if you checked out my other video where I covered just what the heck the game was, it essentially is a game similar to Valheim, but the world itself technically is made of voxels, which means that you can like destroy it and, you know, all that stuff. But the thing that I really enjoyed about it, despite the fact that it's just a survival crafting game, is that it had a huge emphasis on combat and RPG stuff. And I mean, you know me, I like grinding. I do plan on playing that game on the channel. I don't know how popular it's going to be, but we'll see what happens. You know, the multiplayer at the least might make it more interesting. As for today, we've got Pal World out, which is basically Pokemon with guns. You guys have probably already seen everything going on with this game. You know how over the past couple days I've been playing a lot of Craftopia? Well, Pal World is made by the same developers, so it's probably going to have the same amount of weirdness to it, and I'm looking forward to streaming that today. On top of that, there is also The Last of Us 2 Remaster. Yes, it's only a 3-year-old game and it already got a remaster, good God. But since I already own the game on PS4, I can actually upgrade to the PS5 version and the remaster for like 15 bucks. So I'm hoping to stream that today as well. I don't know if I'm gonna be streaming it as religiously as I did when the game first came out, but The Last of Us 2, I'm probably like one of the only content creators on this earth that actually really enjoyed the game and enjoyed the story. So I'm looking forward to replaying through that on the channel at a very casual pace, but I'm definitely gonna try and finish that playthrough before I end up going on my trip. So I'll try and stream that today as well, but Pal World is the priority. Now, as far as games that you can expect while I'm away, I've been getting access to a lot of the demos and games that are coming out during Steam Next Fest. I don't want to spoil too many of them, but one of them in particular is called Voxlands, that I actually got access to and have since been stocking up and recording some videos. I think you guys are going to really like that one because it's a big, beautiful voxel world that I think is made in Unreal Engine. Like, it actually looks spectacular. And I've got a couple episodes of that already recorded, so I'm going to try and get that for you guys when I'm away. And then there's another game that I don't want to spoil, but there's a game that a buddy of mine recommended to me, and it's pretty cool. It's basically like a voxel Roblox. There are like barely even 100 reviews on Steam. All of them negative because apparently it's got like some gotcha pay to win stuff to it. But the little bit that I played, I mean, I think it's safe to say it's going to be a game that is probably going to come on the channel for quite a while. So I just hope that you guys are excited about that one. I don't want to say too much more, but I think you guys are going to be very pleasantly surprised by it. I just didn't realize that there was another free to play kind of voxel MMO game that was that cool. It's very similar to Roblox in that players can design their own worlds and stuff like that. But the thing that I like about it is the basic game mechanics is, you can already just adventure, fight things, level up, and, you know, basically achievement hunt, right? And there's kind of a default world that they have that I'm going to probably do the first playthrough in. And then since there is multiple other user-generated content, it means that we can potentially have that game on the channel for a long time. But I digress, and I'll talk about that when it actually ends up coming out. That you can expect either next week or the week that I'm gone, which again is going to be early February into like a week in, right? Or late January. Yeah. Anyways, I just wanted to catch you guys up on all that stuff. I got to get this video out to you guys, and then I got to try my best and get some Pal World streaming going. The main reason why I'm excited about that Era Voxel game is I think that it is a very, very good fit for the channel because of the nature of the type of game that it is, where it's a voxel adventure game. And it means that I can potentially not force myself to stock up a week's worth of Trove videos, because real talk with you guys for a little bit here, I've talked about this passively as well. I've been straddling the line of being burnt out with Trove, and so that's why my content has been a little bit on the back burner when it comes to Trove content. On top of that, there's a lot of copium that we're going to see some news about the next big Trove update, either February or March. And because of that, I don't want to make a bunch of class tutorials and then be like, oh, now I have to redo all of those because they put out an update that's substantial. I mean, again, that's all just copium. But anyways, that's going to do it for me. Smash like for more, buy the merch you want to support the channel. I'm not wearing any merch. Have a wonderful day, ladies and gentlemen.